Aw, animals.
Hands off the banana, chimp. Animals at the Melbourne Zoo are dealing with obesity and bad teeth, thanks to a fruit-heavy diet that's chock full of sugar. Fruits may be a vital component to a healthy human diet, but the same can't be said for animals, who are getting serious problems after a trip on the fruit train. The problem is that cultivated fruits have been genetically modified to be sweeter than their wild counterparts. Some, like plums, have nearly double the sugar level nature intended. Animals love the sugary treats, but end up eating only those and nothing else, which not only plumps them up, but also rots their teeth. To save the poor little buggers from their sweet tooth, keepers are swapping out fruit for green leafy veggies and serving up pellets packed with nutrients and minerals. The pellets are mixed in with a little bit of pear, which gets them the red panda seal of approval. Bottom line is, whether you're human or animal, it's always best to have a balanced diet. You fat.
Santa tells boy to lay off burgers and french fries. A mother in Forest City, North Carolina, said her son cried all day long after he was fat-shamed by Santa Claus. Ashley Mays thought it would be fun to take her kids ice skating and to see Santa at the local Santa house over the weekend. Her 9-year-old son Anthony sure was happy to see Santa, but Ashley noticed that the not-so-jolly Saint Nick looked like he didn't want to be there. Anthony told Santa what he wanted for Christmas: an iPod Touch and a drone. When he was finished, Father Christmas told him to just lay off the hamburgers and french fries. That sure put a lump of coal in Anthony's stocking. He cried until he went to bed, and he even tore up the picture he took with Santa. Mommy Ashley was livid and called the city to complain. Santa later visited their house to apologize, but Anthony says he didn't seem like he meant it. Even though Santa expressed his regret to her and the town supervisor, Anthony's mom still wants him gone. And it looks like the real Santa has granted her wish. After news of the incident went viral, the fat-shaming Santa resigned. Anthony had a message for this bad Santa. I want to say to him, you don't want to disrespect a 9-year-old. Even though what shape and size you are, it doesn't matter. Preach it, Anthony, and Merry Christmas.
Former Marine booted from plane for being too fat to fly. American Airlines is under fire after a veteran was reportedly kicked off a flight for being too fat. Chris Shelley had just boarded a flight in Dallas bound for Orange County on Friday when, he says, a petite old lady sat down next to him, then moments later got up and walked to the front of the aircraft. Apparently, she'd gone to the front of the plane and complained that the man was too big for his seat. Shelley says the crew told him he was 2 inches over the seat and said he'd have to leave the flight. The average economy class seat on a US domestic flight is between 17 and 19 inches wide, but there's no specific law for passenger width, and each airline operates differently. Back on the plane, Shelley said he was made to feel like, quote, not only a criminal, but a fat criminal. After begging the airline to ask the woman to switch seats with him as a compromise, Shelley was eventually allowed back on the flight. Shelley is a former Marine and flies frequently, up to 100,000 miles a year. He's received 2 apology emails from American Airlines, which says it is investigating the incident.
Woman puts on too much weight during pregnancy. Putting on weight is expected during a pregnancy, but doctors were shocked when a woman in southern China became so obese that she had a 2-inch thick layer of fat around her abdomen. The unnamed woman from Hangzhou was reportedly around 213 pounds overweight after giving birth to her first child. When the woman became pregnant again, she reportedly had such a large appetite that she basically ate whatever food was put in front of her. Her weight skyrocketed to a whopping 268 pounds, and it became difficult for her to even go out for a stroll. Due to the woman's obesity, doctors had no other choice but to deliver her second baby via C-section. Doctors said the woman's body fat made it difficult for them to see the baby in her womb during the operation, as there was so much flesh in the way. Doctors measured the woman's body fat to be about 2.7 inches thick and said the excess fat would push its way out when they were sewing up her abdomen. Fortunately, the surgery went well and she successfully gave birth to her second child, a 7-pound baby boy. Doctors say gaining too much weight while pregnant can raise the risks of birth complications, which could result in premature birth or require C-section deliveries. Raccoon rescued after getting stuck in a sewer grate. Living the American dream. Shopping, shooting, and who can forget? Eating. The US has gotten so gargantuan that even our animals are fat. Last week, the Zion City Police Department received a call about an animal in distress. Apparently, the raccoon, which we'll call Fats, has been living the life. Unfortunately, Fats hasn't hit the gym lately, so has put on some pounds. And that's why when Fats was trying to get out of the sewer the other day, he got stuck. Officers were first on the scene and were unable to get Fats free, so they had to call in some public works guys to get the job done. Maybe it's all the gluten in Fats' diet. Squirrel gets in the holiday mood by feasting on pricey chocolates. An American squirrel was caught on camera nabbing expensive chocolates and some lip balm from a Jersey family's porch. Every year, the Boudreaux family leaves out a holiday basket for delivery people on their doorstep. They stuff it with candy, snacks, tissues, hand warmers, and other treats. Michelle Boudreaux said they never had any issues until this year when she noticed the basket was raided shortly after she placed it outside. She said the thief was only taking the expensive treats, including 25 Ghirardelli chocolate squares. The family put up a hidden camera to see if they could catch the perpetrator in action. They were more than a little surprised to see it was actually a super chunky squirrel. Michelle then later actually ran into Chunk mid-heist and watched him clear out their chocolate yet again. Oh yeah, he also took a Carmex lip balm. The chocolate has now been placed in a jar, but Michelle still leaves out squirrel treats for Chunk too. Household disinfectants could be linked to child obesity. Here's another reason why some of your kids may look like walking blimps. According to a new study published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal, commonly used household disinfectants and multi-surface cleaners could be making children overweight by affecting their gut bacteria. According to CNN, researchers collected stool samples from 757 infants, analyzed their body mass index at older ages, and parental use of disinfectant products. Higher levels of lactospiraceae bacteria in animal studies have been associated with higher body fat. The study found infants living in households where antimicrobial disinfectants were used at least once a week were twice as likely to have elevated levels of lactospiraceae at ages 3 to 4 months old than children whose homes did not use disinfectants frequently. While the team found an increase in lactospiraceae with increased antimicrobial disinfectants, they did not find the same association in disinfectants without the bacteria-killing ingredients or eco-friendly cleaners. This suggests an association between disinfectant use and the overweight. Though the results show a connection between disinfectants and the gut microbiome, it does not imply causation. Further studies need to be carried out to establish a causal relationship.